And you're live on Dead Radio.
Yo, everybody. It's your main man, Banging is Dead, on another episode of Dead Radio, powered by the beautiful people at Play Energy Drink. Shot at BlackBrick and shot on a Sony camera, you know what I'm saying? Today I've got a special guest, like you already know, we only have special guests. But one thing, if you don't know, we don't introduce our guests. Our guests normally, actually all the time, introduce themselves so that they tell us who they really think they are inside their heads. So, so what's good, bro? How you doing?
I'm fresh, bro. I'm fresh.
So obviously, like you heard, before we get into it, I'm just gonna brief you. That camera's for me, that camera's for us, and that camera's for you.
Aight.
So yeah, let's give us a brief description of who you are, what's your name, what's your surname, what do you do, and then we'll just take it from there. So basically, before we get into that, we're just gonna have a conversation.
Aight.
It's not necessarily gonna be an interview. You can bounce any questions or any views that you want us to communicate about. But yeah, this is just a platform where we just have like dope conversations.
Aware. I'm Sakhile Cebekhulu. Everybody calls me Sash.
Yeah.
My mom also calls me Sash. Like when I say everybody, like everybody calls me Sash. From the south of Johannesburg. Lived in different parts of actually the south of Johannesburg.
Right.
Born in Kensington. And we moved back to Soweto to my grand's house for like maybe a few years. Then moved to Aldos.
Right.
That's where I live like predominantly.
Okay.
And then moved to Meredale, which is still in the south.
Right.
And now live all over.
And what do you do?
Shit, man.
Yeah, we'll bounce back to like where you're really from. I'm just really curious to hear what you do. Because I know what you do.
I'd say I'm a storyteller.
Okay, in
who
which sense?
uses different mediums to tell stories.
Okay, what kind of mediums? Because I know you as one guy.
Fashion.
Okay.
Arts, furniture. Yeah. I think there's, so far right now.
Yeah, so far. Look, I like that because I feel like in design, we kind of forced to like box ourselves in half the time, especially when people ask you what you do.
Yeah.
They feel like you should be confined to that description of what you say is what you do. And I don't think that's like the case, because like art or like any type of design can go so far to anything, because design essentially is like having a good taste at something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly, bro. It's like, I think also especially, it's like more about design thinking and product thinking.
Yeah.
And things you're exposed to and seeing how you can add your voice into that thing.
Right,
you know?
right.
So the boxes, man, I really hate the idea of a box. It's cool. I also respect people who like just do one thing and like perfect it. But I always say, I'm like, imagine if I did one thing for the rest of my life, bro. I'm in my 20s. Imagine at 50 if I just did one thing, bro. Like, I'd be sick, bro. Like, there's so much to the world and there's so much to living and there's so much to do. Like, so why not try do as much as you can, bro?
100%. Yeah. Dude, I definitely agree to that.
Because also, I think also people always look at this thing like, a jack of all trades, master of none. Who said you need to master all this shit, bro?
You're just doing it because it's an expression. Word.
Also, do it at the best level you can and always try to better yourself.
Totally. I totally get that. But, before we go that deep, because already in the deep inside the design talk, I want to talk about like your background. So why I like talking about people's backgrounds, because half the time their backgrounds are like the product. There's a reason why they are who they are today, because they've been in different areas. They've experienced different things. They've interacted with different like types of levels of people, and therefore that some way somehow subconsciously influences them to become who they are today. Yeah. So like, in terms of a background, I heard you saying that like you've kind of like stayed in a lot of different places, mainly in the south. Would you say like all the different places that you've stayed in, like somewhere somehow directly influenced you to kind of think the way you do when it comes to anything design and art?
Yeah, pretty much, man. I mean, I think I lived in like communities that are full of stories.
Right.
And that's how I started, because I've always been like a very observant person. Like I was a loner, so sometimes I just sit and watch people. Like
Right,
I never
right.
had like real, like I didn't have like a lot of friends. So like my early teen years, like that's when I started having like maybe a group of friends. But when
Right.
I was younger, I grew up with 3 older sisters, so I spend a lot of time with my older sisters, you know. But yeah, growing up, the first Soweto, I don't remember much. Like, I have a crazy thing also about my memory. I've got an amazing memory now, but my younger years are almost like erased. And
That's crazy.
they say that's like caused by trauma. Like maybe from like to like 9-10 years, very faint memories.
Crazy.
Like very faint. Like I don't remember much of my younger years, and then from maybe my older years living in Eldos, yeah, I remember some of that life, you know. But most of the time I spent a lot of time with my sisters, and they really loved music. Like
Right.
the house, we just always loved music. There's always music playing, you know.
Right.
So that's actually one of the biggest influences of everything I do now, because I think music has been like one of my best teachers, you know.
Right.
It got me like interested in the arts. It got me like interested in like clothing, you know. But my older sister used to work at Danefin when I was younger. So sometimes I'd go to her to work. She was going to Rosebank when Rosebank was still pumping, when YFM was there.
Yeah.
So I'd be able to go with her, you know. Then I'd always go, like she's a big reader. She'd always go to the bookstores, and I'd go to like the magazine sections, you know. And I'd always check out these magazines, like, you know. And I was like, yo, there's some crazy, like, you know, I didn't know what it is at that point, you know.
Damn.
Yeah, and that started driving me. Even when into my teen years, I used to do that on my own, you know. I used to like, on a Sunday, I'd always go to a CNA, just chill when CNA still allowed you to read the mags for a while. I'd go there, bro, read all these crazy WAD, Dazed and Confused. I just always like read these mags, and those like the shit that really got me into like interested into like design and arts, you know. And music is always a constant. Like my sisters were able to take me to like music festivals like from very young, you know. So I'd always just like see how people are dressed, like, oh, like this is fresh, you know.
Oh, that's
and
dope,
that
man.
like really yeah, like that's
That
like
just
the
started
foundation.
everything.
That like really started everything, man.
So there's like a snowball effect. Like it
Yeah,
started as a small thing,
like,
and then
also that's why I mentioned like I don't think much of my surroundings, maybe they do, but I spend a lot of time in the house, right? Like watching TV, like I'm a homebody. Like I do go out, but it's not really my thing, bro. Like I'm cool chilling at the crib, I'm cool in my own space, I'm cool being by myself.
Right.
So I'd always do things alone. I always spend a lot of time in my house. So I don't think much of the outside surroundings like really like influence me. Maybe later into my teen years, you know. Oh shit, no, I'm actually lying, bro. Yo, nah. Actually, so I lived in the South, but I was going to school in Kensington because my mother, well, we used to live there when I was born.
Yeah.
So she loved the schools there. One of my other sisters used to go to school there, so she's like, nah, you go to a school in Kensington.
Right.
Cool. So dude, I started using public transport when I was 8 or 9.
Crazy.
Like grade 4 or 5, because I had a transport. And then my mother figured, yo, public transport is way cheaper than this transport. And she's like, yo, you want to try? I was like, yo, I could try it, man. And I started using public transport. So I'd go into the city from the South. And I'm the only person in the South. Everybody in my neighborhood goes to a school nearby. Like up the road, there's a school from my house, you know. So I'm the only person like coming into the CBD, and I'm going to Gandhi Square, which is like the epicenter of like high schools and what. But I'm in primary then. Like, so I'm seeing all this
so
shit, bro.
At a very young age.
Yeah, then I started figuring out how when my mother gives me bus money, I figured, shit, the taxi is cheaper than the bus. So now I'm using the taxi instead of the bus. So now I'm going to like Brie now, you know? So now like from an early age, I start like, I know town, bro. Like I know town well, and that shit like started like, cause I was going to Gandhi while there were still ciphers at Gandhi. Like crazy on a Friday, there's like crazy like big ciphers, there's like dance competitions, you know? And I'm there like this kid like seeing all this shit, like, oh, this is some wild ass stuff, you know? When I got to high school, then I went to a high school close to home. Just cause I was like, I felt a bit tired, like that, I'm traveling. It's not far, bro. Like, I literally live like 15 minutes away from the city. It's not like far, but everybody in my neighborhood goes to a school close. I'm always the left out nigga.
Yeah, like you didn't know what's going on.
You know, I don't know what's going on. So high school, I'm like, yo, let me go to this high school that's close to home. Which is Mondio. Yeah, I went to Mondio. There also, this town thing was a benefit. So like one of my first businesses started like that. I knew town and I knew spots to get like classes, like everything. So I started selling shit at school because I'm the only person who knows where to get them. So after school, I'd go stock stuff. The next day at school, I'm selling.
I used to do that too. I used to sell like what? I used to sell babes, dude.
Like it started like small stuff, like then it grew into like 100%. The babes and stuff. I was like, yo, bruh.
Because I saw it was like increasing. All I used to do is like, I used to just like charge people the double. So that I get myself a pair as well. Bruh.
Literally. It felt like a no-brainer. Like people, it was that time, but yo, what's this score?
And people were just too scared. And people were scared of Joburg back then, dog.
Like crazy, bruh.
Small street, Carlton Center.
Crazy, bruh. Like even downtown to Market Street where you buy the fabrics. I used to like even go down to those spots, you know. So there's a shop there that used to sell like these caps. There was these Scotch caps that were popular, the Kanye West glasses.
Kanye West glasses. I found some picture on Facebook where I was wearing those glasses and I was fucking laughing, dog. I was just like, shit, imagine, it was like 10 years ago, dog. 10 years ago, and Kanye West was actually really influential still at that time. Like, he's been for 10 years fucking consistently.
He's been,
and like, that's crazy, dog.
You can never take away that nigga's influence.
Now, as much as I hate on him sometimes, you know what I mean? But like, when I sat down and think about it, it's just like, for someone to be consistently influential, it's like, not necessarily a lot of work, but like you actually have to have a really great mind because some ideas just live on without you.
I used to, my first Facebook name was Sash West. That's how much I love this nigga, bro. Not that I hate him now, but I just like maybe grew up. Like
you grew up, dude.
Like, as a person, he has his faults, man.
I mean,
but as a mind, and the shit he's done, like, it's just crazy, bro. On like a creative level.
Look, that's what I think we do as human beings, right? Before we get back to your life, like, what I think we do as human beings is we confuse like not necessarily a genius, but a great musician, a great artist, a great anything, and we try and mix that with their personal life, and it's like, outside of what they do, they actually have a life.
So like, wait, let me hit you with it. So can you separate the artist from the art?
I think we have to at some point in time.
Okay, it goes to the R. Kelly thing then.
No, that's different.
How's it different?
R. Kelly is different because his lyrics and what he does are one and the same thing. Exactly, you know what I mean? So it's like,
Bill Cosby?
I haven't done any research on the Bill Cosby case, to be quite honest with you. Like, I just recently read about it when it got released. And like the whole charge shit, but like, I haven't really like dug deep into that because as much as I tried to research.
The Bill Cosby one like hit me.
Why?
Because, dog, I was growing up on the Cosby Show. Like, I loved the Cosby Show. Like, I loved TV. Like, when I loved TV. So I was watching this nigga like, yo, and I think around that time I was watching reruns of the Cosby
Oh,
Show. I was like chilling,
shit,
like, yo,
and then
this
it got
nigga
you.
so funny. Then I'm like, yo, this, cause you know, yeah, we can say but it's 48 women, bro.
Yeah.
It's 48 women.
I didn't even
bro.
know that number, but 48 is a
40
lot, dog.
48, bro.
48 is a lot. It's like this shit that was happening online. I obviously can't say shit because it's something extremely important. But it's like this whole thing that was going on in like the list and like
Yo.
you see homies that you know whose names
Yo.
are there and like it's mentioned like more than once and it's just like
Yeah,
my
bro.
nigga more than once. Look, respectfully,
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'd ignore the one time, but now it's like,
Yeah,
dog,
bro.
it's more than
it's
once,
more than once,
dog.
bro. And also when there's a pause, like 3 months later, you're still getting mentions. Like,
Yeah,
bro,
dog.
I have to look at you with the side eye, bro.
I mean, not even the side of eye, fuck you, my nigga.
Yeah,
like,
bro.
I mean, for me, a lot of niggas that like were mentioned there, I wouldn't say I avoid them. I just strictly just don't fuck
Yeah.
with them. Like, and I make it low key publicly known. I wouldn't say
Yeah, no, I don't fuck
public,
with,
but it's just
bro.
like, yo, man, yo, you stay
Yeah,
there.
because
stay
I
there.
even told my bros, I was like, yo, guys, you can see the shit happening. Say now.
What's
Say
your
now.
heat?
What's the real
What's your
deal?
stance, bruh?
What's your stance? Because I don't fuck with that. Like,
Yeah, same, dog. Like, I don't fuck with it because, I mean, besides it being extremely fucked up, I think as men or like young men or like men just in general, I don't think we understand like the emotional trauma, the like just the mental trauma that has to like that does to someone for the rest of their lives. You know, like you sexually assault someone now, and then for the rest of their lives, someone that they love touching them makes them feel like some type
bro,
of way. You know what I mean?
If you're in a relationship now, like half of the women now, dog, like they're going through some shit, bro.
Yep.
And like during that time, even before, like during that time, then I started like, I don't think we also like are aware as men the power we have over women.
And men.
Not even of men.
Yeah, because we kind of.
Men, yeah, because, my analogy was like, why are all niggas scared to go to jail? Because they're going to get raped.
Yeah.
When
No
you're walking
cap.
through the city, bro, what are you scared of? Other men.
Yep.
Yeah, like,
No
even
cap.
men are scared of men, bro. It's
No
like
cap.
that crazy, bro.
Yeah, Doug. But at the same time, I think we're the easiest. It's easier for us to influence other men than anyone else.
Yeah.
Like men, I think a lot of women think men do things for women, but half the time it's like
Men are
for
doing
other
for men.
niggas,
Yeah,
Doug. Like no
bruh.
cap. Like
Yeah, bruh.
you wanna look flat to be
behind
like.
the scenes, 63 for the girls.
Nah, you wanna
bro.
show them niggas like, Doug, I'm arrived,
I'm
Doug.
making it, bro. Yeah, true, bro.
I'm the guy. Like,
True,
so
bro.
if we as men had to be like, Doug, fuck that nigga, that nigga did.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, there'll be a change. But the
it's
fact that
weird.
we just like Ray Charles to this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, who's stopping it? Like,
Yeah, it's weird when niggas are fearful to like, yo, fuck you, bro, I don't fuck with that. If you really stand for it, it's easy for you to like, yo, bro, I don't fuck with it, so don't fuck with me,
yeah,
bro.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, let's go back to your story, man.
Where was I,
So,
bro?
because look, obviously you were in high school and then
Yeah.
you went to Mondier, and then let's run it up to like matric, right? You were selling stuff before that.
Yeah.
So at matric, what makes you decide to study what you end up studying in
Oh,
university?
shit. High school also is when I like got introduced into art.
Yeah.
My high school had arts that you could pick as a subject.
Dope.
So that was one of the subjects I picked, you know. Then turns out I was really good. Like I was really, really good. Like I got 98%
Really,
in matric.
really good.
Like for
Word,
arts. Like
that's crazy.
then everybody thought I was gonna go study arts. Then in my head it just didn't make sense. I was like, why am I going to study this shit, bro? But I was really like into like clothing at that time, you know.
Right.
This is Heights, Kanye, Pharrell.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, you know. I'm like, yo, I wanna
BBC
go
ice
do
cream
this shit.
shit.
Yo, bro, I'm like, I wanna
fuck, what a
go do
fucking
that
era.
shit, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, no, I'm gonna do that. The best thing, my mom's always been like a pretty chilled person. So she was like, alright, do what you gotta do. Do
Right.
what you wanna do. I was like, alright, I'm gonna go study fashion. And that's how like I really ended up studying fashion. I got there, Wasn't what I expected.
Which year was that? Because I mean, I remember I met you at UJ. I don't know what you were studying. You were studying fashion, right?
Bro.
Yeah, you were studying fashion with the Prime Obsession ladies, right?
Prime Obsession was studying interior design.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was...
I think that was like 2018, 2019.
No, bro.
2017.
I went to UJ 2011. Bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not 2017, bro. No.
No, can't be 2011.
I'm telling you, bro. I finished varsity at 2015, bro. 2011, 2012.
Are you sure?
Yeah, bro. 2017, bro. That's when...
Yeah, that's when life was actually happening.
No,
yeah.
bro,
actually, I'm lying.
Yeah, 2017 is...
Okay,
No, bro.
I think I came there like 2014 then.
Yeah, I was there 2012.
Right.
So I was doing my second year.
Okay.
Second year, yeah, I remember, yeah.
So when did you decide that this is not what I think it is?
No, I finished, I went through,
Of course,
I finished it,
but
bruh.
did you like it? No?
Bruh, first year, I almost dropped out first year.
Why?
Right, like the end of first year. First, I couldn't afford that shit, bro. Like, it was expensive to be there, bruh. Like, in a day, they come in, they're like, yo, tomorrow we need this. You go check that out, it's like 500. I'm like, I don't have, like,
What,
I
like-
have a single mom, bro.
For real? Like,
Yeah.
it's really fucking expensive?
It's expensive, bro. Everything at Fada was expensive,
Yeah, even
bro.
architecture, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
you
it
need
was
to
expensive.
you had to look after your stationery.
So at the end of my first year, I was like, cool. I'm not going back to second year. Like, I can't afford to go back. Yeah, I'm gonna chill. 2 weeks into the school year, my HOD calls me. He's like, yo, why don't you come back? I'm like, yo, I can't afford to be there. They're like, yo, you did like pretty cool in your first year. Yo, come through to the office. Let's see what we can work out for you.
Oh, crazy.
Went to the office. They hooked up a bursary for me. I started school again.
Oh, dope. Dog.
Yeah, bro.
What
And
the
I was like,
fuck?
yo, that's like crazy. And no, like from the first half of the first year, like the June holidays, I was like, fuck this shit. I can't do this. I was feeling like I was like, fuck, bro. And like, it just seemed like too hard. Then after the first half of the year, like I started doing well because I just like, yo, let me like just come with a different like energy,
Right,
you know?
right.
I did. Then I went back second year. Second year was cool. Third year I was sick of it, bro. By the time I finished varsity, I was sick of it, dude. I didn't even go to my graduation.
What?
That's how sick of it I was, bro. I was like, fuck this, bro.
What the
And I was
fuck?
doing well, bro. Like,
But what were you sick of?
yo, yeah, one thing was like, I felt like the school is 5 years behind to what should actually be happening.
Okay.
You know, like when through my second year, only like 2-3 lecturers understood me. The others like just saw me like as a rebel. Like, bro, like a rebel. I had another homie, Boats, that I was always with. They just saw us like rebels. Like, it goes so crazy where test results come out and we, the best students in the class, are like, yo, we have to check, maybe you guys cheated. What the fuck?
You
bro?
joking,
Yeah, bro,
dog?
it seriously happened. There's one,
What the fuck?
I forget what it was even, dog.
What
Everybody
the
comes
fuck?
out, the whole class failed. Me and Boats are the highest in the class. They're like, nah, you guys know, we have to check. We weren't even sitting next
I'd
to
be
each
so
other.
hacked,
We
huh?
did like, bro, you see.
I'd be so pissed
You
the
see-
fuck off.
Then it got to a crazy point, like we're design classes. They weren't teaching Photoshop. Me and Boats knew Photoshop. They'd fail us for using Photoshop, which is a design software.
What?
You know, I was like, so at varsity, I spent like the best thing about varsity was the internet.
Yeah.
Because that's the first
And
time
the facilities, like no
bruh,
cap. Like I
bruh.
learned Photoshop I learned Photoshop in design at like during architecture. Like that's one of the softwares like we
You
use a
see,
lot.
no, that was a crazy thing in fashion, bro. Every other department is using Photoshop. They
Yeah.
weren't, bro.
Like we were using Photoshop like crazy. Like
Yeah. So to
crazy,
us it feels
dog.
like crazy because now we're spending so much time on the internet. We taught ourselves Photoshop. We can design via Photoshop now.
But they don't want you to
They
use
like
Photoshop.
don't want us to do shop. I'm like, yo,
Because like
this
there's
is
even
what-
this new way of designing now. This lady friend was telling me about it. Like it's an iPad.
Yeah.
You download like some
There's
other
some-
software.
yeah,
Then
yeah.
it comes out as a mannequin, and you can literally just like
I'm trying to get that shit.
sketch.
Actually.
I mean, I've been thinking about it, but like I might as well just get like that Viacom
Yeah.
touch thingy and just like connect it to my Mac, dude. Other than because I mean, an iPad's like what 6-7 grand,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
And that
and
Viacom
that's
thing is
not
like
the new
1.4.
generation,
Nah,
bro.
that's not the new generation. You're talking like maybe 10, 12.
Yeah, bruh.
And you gotta stick with the time. You know
Also,
what
I'm
I'm saying?
trying to like upgrade my Mac. I'm like, yo, I really want like, cause I'm really like now into design stuff. Not even like for fashion.
Yeah,
like,
nah,
design.
you do. If that's
Like-
what you're gonna do, because I mean, I recently did, and like, yeah, it's just like more smoother, bro. Like,
Yeah, bruh.
it's a pleasure to get onto your laptop. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, so varsity, but the other dope thing about varsity is that how I got into so much other shit is I befriended someone in every department.
Right.
So I was chilling in I was mostly chilling in the art department because obviously that's the first love. And most of my friends were like in the art department. But I had a friend in every department, like
Right.
graphic design, you know. So I started like being even more opened up to all these other things, you know,
Right.
like graphic architecture, you know. I was like, cool, man. Yeah, like after I graduated for like a year, I didn't want to do anything like
Nothing.
clothing related.
What,
You know what I did? So after I graduated, most of my friends were from the art department. Just after varsity, that year, I didn't want to do anything like clothing related. But what I used to do, I used to make like clothes for homies to help my art career. So when I graduated from fashion, well, I didn't graduate. I didn't go to the graduation, but I finished.
You still graduated.
I started like practicing as an artist because most of my homies already in like the art space.
What was your first medium?
Painting.
Okay.
Painting. So I'd make clothes just to sell, or if someone orders, just to help me buy like art shit. So I was doing that for like a year. Then it started also growing. It was becoming like my wild card.
What, the painting or the fashion?
The art side, that when I'm showing at an exhibition, they're like, oh, he's actually a designer.
Oh, yes.
And then it would be like, and then every time I would make something for someone's like, yo, someone saw this, they vibe with this, you know? It's like I was saying that you hate this shit, but you love it so much, bro.
Yeah, look, it's like, I don't think it's even a hate thing.
It's just not like, you get frustrated sometimes and you're just like, I want to,
it's literally like what I was telling like someone, I was like, in a society where a lot of the youth in the society are so experiential and like so creatively inclined, it kind of makes absolutely no sense that they don't have opportunities to have like.
Shit, I thought I just put this shit on silent, bro. I just put it on silent.
Right? It just makes absolutely no sense as to like there's no opportunities that will give them a creative outlet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like for me, that's the only thing that kind of like frustrates me with this shit is like I'll have an amazing idea, but I know that I can't really execute it exactly how I see it in my head based on the limitations. Yeah. So I kind of like have to dumb it down in order to to be doable. You know what I mean?
That's one of the biggest like frustrations, bro.
It's a frustration, but at the same time, it's like it's still like it's a gift in what's this?
Gift and a curse.
It's a gift and a curse. Yeah. And it's a gift in disguise because it's like you end up learning how to actually dilute something for it to be easier done and easily edible. So like when you do like things on a commercial level, you're easy. Like the way that you adapt into a brief is like completely more simple because I know how to like deconstruct like extremely complex ideologies. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now when it's like a simple ideology, it's just like, oh shit, dog, like. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
That's what you want? Okay. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's fucked up because like that's why I always like watch these documentaries and you see people in like other countries and like they doing things like to the greatest fucking level possible, bro.
Yeah, bro. I think at this point, like I'm just even like fast forward. At this point, that's like my greatest like wish or dream to do things at to do things at the best level I can possibly.
Quickly, like
right
when
now. I have the idea, I'm like, yo, I can just cause what, that's like,
literally my dream too, like for real. Like when I was at Matosa's studio and even Tepo studio or their stores and shit, like niggas have their factories there, dog, and it's just like shit.
Not even, bro. I'm even like speaking like at a crazy level, like. Oh, I see a sunset, I capture that, I get the fabric printed tomorrow.
Yeah, or even right now.
Right now. Like, yo, let's do the sample now.
Like
let's
right now. Let's do it now.
Bro,
and then, because that makes it seem like ideas would flow much easier.
Oh, shit, there's a Jerry Lorenzo interview. He says he's at the best place where his ideas meet his resources.
Oh my God.
Sure. That shit stuck with me, and that shit was just like.
So whatever you think of, you know it can be done.
It can be done, bro. That like, it's like it hit me so much. I'm like, yo, that's actually the goal. When my ideas meet my resources, dog. Because that's what it is, bro.
Yeah, like Babe Nigo, like I think that's what makes Nigo like probably one of the greatest guys. He was like the greatest minds at the right place in the world. Like that's in China.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how he could like really take shit to the next level.
Right.
He
You
could really
even take it away from like clothing. Like Steve Jobs was also that person because he had the right minds around him.
Right.
Kanye, when he had everybody part of the team, he was at the best point because now he's got everybody to help execute the idea, bro.
And it happens quicker.
Yeah.
It's more relatable.
It's more
You've got
relatable.
5 people other than one person dumbing down this one concept. And now it's like, okay, because we've all dumbed it down. It's like how the Yeezy. I forgot which one. I think it's the first one.
The first one, yeah.
Was designed
the
by
Nike
Virgil.
or the...
the
very
Addy,
first,
the first Addy,
yeah.
It was designed by Virgil. Virgil and Jerry Lorenzo were actually all in the design team to make that shoe.
Yeah.
And like it's still one of the greatest silhouettes.
Yeah.
But people don't understand is that for them to, for that shoe to have to have one of the greatest new silhouettes of our generation, is because he had
a lot of voices.
One of the greatest designers in our era in one room to discuss the shoe, dog.
Yeah.
So you think something is whack, I think something is dope, we work on that, like it's a constant development stage.
Yeah.
But okay, so selling your clothes for the art.
Yeah, selling the clothes for the art.
And then the clothes is growing, people want more clothes, you know what I'm saying?
Getting into like the scene more and more.
Okay.
So now meeting like people are artists. Yo, I vibe with this. Yo, can you make me this? Yo. And at the time, I'm still adamant. I'm like, I don't want to start a brand, man. I'm okay. I can make clothes, yo. And eventually, I think around 2017, I'm like, let me actually like stop playing and like actually start a brand.
Okay.
And actually, at that point, things were just like aligned. I knew quite a few people already, and unconsciously I was working on a collection.
Right.
Then something popped up for Fashion Week. Then things were just like at the right place at the right time.
Forcing you.
Yeah, it's like shit. Let me do this. Started the brand Sash. Concurrently, still doing my art. So I've never
stopped doing the art.
Stopped doing the art.
Which one's your first love?
Art, man. Shit, man. I love art, but
hey,
now it's there's no hesitation. Like I love fashion. But it frustrates me, man. I think art was also always my remedy.
Right.
It was like my
confidant.
And it was my therapy,
Yeah.
It was my hobby, bro.
Right.
So it's always been that space for me to fashion has been very frustrating. That's
it's literally like what we were saying before we started shooting this, is that 4 years ago, 5 years ago, fashion was at its greatest fucking height. Probably one of the greatest. It was at its greatest point of expression. Everyone wanted to express themselves in a specific, different way.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to express themselves in a way that didn't really necessarily have to appeal to anyone besides them.
But,
and push it down now, there's no cultural breakthrough. I feel like we've reached a plateau when it comes to the fashion world. And I'm not really pinpointing it to anyone, but as a whole, there's no one really pushing the boundaries in South Africa like there was 4 years ago. Whereas during this time, everything was just so exciting. There was a culture, and we could blame it on COVID and all that shit, because during those times we still had your Brown, you still had your neighborhood goods market, you still had a lot of cultural...
There was a lot of cultural spaces. I think now when you think about it, it's we're speaking with another homie, it's where would actually be the best place to open a store? Shit, actually feels like there's almost nowhere now.
Rosebank.
Rosebank, I always commend. It's always been the epicenter of youth culture. Even now when you go, Rosebank always feels youthful.
I mean, I can debate that.
Wow.
I can debate that because I feel the Rosebank youth culture only communicates to one demographic.
Okay, true.
Whereas Bram, we had
True.
like
True.
Bram was
You
like
can
a
have
really
kids
diverse,
from like Kokasi,
Sandton, the hood,
Sandton,
from
It
Takane,
was
from
a melting
Soweto,
pot.
like
Yeah, it
that's
was
why
more for melting pot. Rosebank is
100%.
still, I
Very
think maybe I
classist.
say that because
there's still
I'm
kids there.
used to Rosebank.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
would
always
like
a
there's still
place.
kids there, like, but for me personally,
Yeah,
it's
true.
classist because
Yeah.
like a lot of the kids there are not kids that like aspire for like to rock the freshest kicks. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Those are kids that already have the freshest kicks.
Yeah,
like
true.
those are the
True.
haves.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
But if I were to open a store, I'm definitely bringing it to Rosebank because you have a greater chance of having these
Yeah.
passerbys or new feet there.
Yeah.
And that's why kids from the hood do go to like Rosebank, but it's always with intention. Whereas Bram, I feel like a lot of kids came to Bram with no intention. Like they just came to come relax.
Yeah, just came to come
You know what I'm
chill.
saying? Yeah, I came to
Didn't
chill.
care what shoes you were wearing.
Nah,
Didn't like good.
you're just
It was
gonna
just
go
like
link
a
up at your
chill.
home.
Yeah, true, bro.
And whereas Rosebank, I think Rosebank is just too far for them to just spontaneously go to Rosebank.
Yeah, true.
Like, my nigga, you can't just...
Yeah, it's not like
It's not like
Bram. What's your eye? Got
Wasn't
up at
Bram.
3, took the 5-friend taxi over the bridge, you know,
Cousin
damn.
Bram. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, true.
But yeah, okay, cool. You're into art now. I saw you went abroad.
Yeah.
I think it was 2019.
2019.
Yeah, what was up with that? Because
I had a show. Well, I had 2 shows in Paris in 2019. So I went around June and I went again around November. But that was for the art. I had an exhibition. So I worked with a gallery in Paris.
Right.
And I showed with them. And then I went for an art fair in November.
How was that?
Yo, that was mad. Yo, that was shoot. That was like shoo, bro. It was mad because when I was like studying art, everything always like came back to Paris, fashion, Paris, you know?
Yeah.
So when the opportunity came about, like I was like, shit. It didn't hit me until I actually arrived in Paris. I was like,
right.
Yo, shit, I'm in Paris.
I'm actually here.
I'm actually here, bro.
Yeah.
It was wild, bro. It's like also seeing the life you've always wanted to live.
Yeah. It's a mindfuck.
It's a mindfuck, bro. When I also say life where you want to live, the people there are more slightly liberated.
Right.
Oh, no one's standing and looking how you dress, bro. Everybody's dressed fly, bro. But individual fly, bro.
Yeah, it's not like commercial.
Yeah, it's not like, you know. The things we like, I was saying earlier, the things people are saving up for are everyday shits there, you know.
Yeah.
Transport system is crazy, bro.
Right,
like, the train system, close to 24 hours, bus system, bro. You're able to go everywhere around the city.
Fuck, it sounds like London, because I was there, I was shook by that shit.
Bro.
I was shook by how, dog, at no point did we actually ever think about Uber, dog.
I used the Uber, like, once. Because it was raining and the train
used
station.
It once. We used it twice actually because we just didn't want to walk from the train station because like where we went has no buses. But in town, like
I had no shit. So I also figured while I was there that I can't get lost.
Yeah,
because no matter where I am, I can catch a train that connects me to where I'm
wherever
staying.
you have to go. Yeah,
so
no
I
cab.
explored I was everywhere, like, and that was crazy for me because I was like, yo, it's 11 at night, like, the homies I'm with, like, they chilling. They're like, yo, bro, like, are you thinking, like, yo, here you be thinking a lot of things, bro, like, yo, I don't have transport, yo, the Uber price, yo, what, you know? Where
Uber
it was
is
like
fucking expensive. Well, I think it's expensive because of the pound to the rand. We're in London, like
yeah,
Uber
fuck yo, bro. No, also
everything
I figured everything, bro. I remember
gracious.
one day or the second day I was there. I'm like, yo, I'm thirsty, bro. I want to go buy Coke. The guy's like, it's like 12 euros. Oh man, bro, I paid 85 rand for a bottle of Coke. Bro, imagine. So I was like,
I'd be so touched. Oh my god, dog.
Bro, I was like, the the exchange rate is so crazy,
It's
bro.
ridiculous,
like our rand
dog.
is like, yo, bro, we
It's
need to work on
ridiculous.
our rand, bro.
So the place in Paris, are they still like actually? Fuck that.
Yeah.
How did you meet up with them? How did they find you?
Yo, so goes back to. I'm also involved in like the furniture and like design in terms of like furniture and design.
Right, yeah.
So
So
my best friend had started a furniture company and he
Right.
hit me up like,
I see you
yo,
guys
bro.
collabed on some stuff.
Yeah, yo, bro. When he started it, yo, I want to have like an arts element to this. Come join me, like you'll be like a consultant. So then I started going like to exhibitions and what with him, like, and I fucking then even more became interested in
society.
like, yeah, part of that society. Then I
Dope.
met people like, you know, and then I just became part of that society. And then I also. So yeah, I also designed prints. I also designed prints. So someone I know from that space, Tabisa, one time we're chilling, I'm like, yo, I have these prints I designed years back. She's like, yo, those are fucking awesome. She's like, yo, let's collaborate, put one on a piece. That opened up like more doors for me in that like space. That actually goes to show in Italy.
What?
And then Scott, the guy who owns the gallery in Paris, used to live here. So Tabisa, who's actually like, yo, she's put me on to like probably one of the kindest people I've met, and
Right.
probably like someone who's taught me so much, and just like how helping others can just propel you like further. Like
Right.
she's that person who's like, if there's opportunity, she'll put your name there forward, bro. Like
Dope.
you just need to like play your part, you know. So she tells Scott like, yo, there's this guy I know who's an artist, cool, meet up with Scott, invite him to my studio, he fucks with my work, he's like, yo, let's do a show in Paris, you and Tabisa. Like crazy, bro.
I can't
like
imagine. I'm just
crazy,
sitting there
bro.
talking to a
He's
guy like, yo.
no,
pull
this
up to
is
Paris, my
like,
nigga.
he comes like, this is like maybe Jan, Feb 2019. I'm like, alright, cool, we'll do it. I carry on doing my shits here. A month later, it's like, yo, bro, we're doing this, right? We're doing the show in June. I'm like, alright, let's do it, bro. Prepare the work and everything. He comes back, get framed that side, do the show with Tabisa.
Crazy.
In that time, the show doesn't do as well as we like predict, like hope for.
Yeah.
Cool, but I'm like, yo, fuck, I went to Paris. A month later, it's like, yo, there's this art fair, bro, that I sent you through. They fucked with it.
Well, you're already this side.
Then I'm back this side. The first time I went for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I'm there, cool, I'm back this side. They fuck with your work, bruh. They invited us to come show at the art fair in November. I'm like, yo, bro, feels like I was just there. It's like, yo, gonna have to come back.
Shit. Are you buying these flights yourself?
I'm buying these flights myself, bro. So also, I've always
Shit.
been like an independent. Like I like my independence.
Right.
Even when I came into the art scene, I noticed how galleries were kind of like fucking people over.
Yeah, they pay for your shit and then they coop it like
like I learned
typical
how to
artist,
work.
musician shit.
So my biggest thing is like, I'd rather work with people than work for someone.
Okay.
So I work with the gallery and then we come to some agreements, and that's how I work with the gallery. So I'm still independent. I haven't signed a contract. I still own my shits. Like even how like when I'd have to go there, I'd hustle the cash, bro.
Right.
I'm doing quite a few things. So I've designed a print for someone. I'm getting that cash. I'm getting some like.
Just putting it together.
Yeah, just putting it together, you know.
Right.
So I do the art fair in November that does like really well, you know, and I'm like, yo, that's a vibe. I was supposed to go back last year, but COVID. But having a show this year actually in November. So yeah, preparing for that now.
That's
But
dope.
it's wild, bro. Like there, it's like all the things I'm into. And the crazy thing, when I went there the first time in June, I didn't know it was Paris Fashion Week.
Right.
So I'm getting there. Oh, that was actually one of the craziest experiences I
Must have
had.
been crazy.
I get there, then I meet a friend of mine is actually there. She's like, oh, it's Paris Fashion Week. I'm like, oh, crazy, you know? So
shit's always moving there, boy.
bro, so in that time, like the whole of Paris is like fashion. So all around that city during that time, there's showrooms.
Oh,
Like there's a
shit.
Louis Vuitton showroom that like every brand is there, bro. Like I can literally walk around the city and around the corners like, oh fuck, Off-White showroom.
That's crazy,
Like,
dog.
so when I'm there, dog, I'm getting like some like are booked, some like you can just walk in, bruh. Like the one day I walked into a Heron Preston showroom. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck? They're like, how you here? Okay, here's the buying list. So they're giving you the buys for the
Right,
next
right.
season. I'm like, yo, this is crazy, bruh.
So it's like an actual economy.
It's actual economy. And that shit hit me hard because I was like, it was also at a time where I was like, yo, fuck fashion.
Yeah.
Okay. I was at
Yeah.
a frustrated point again where I was like, yo, fuck. And then I go there and like, yo,
Fuck, I
here
love
there is an
fashion.
industry
Yeah,
here.
it
you know?
exists.
It exists like, yeah, like this shit, hear people saying, yo, it's fashion week. Bullshit, bro.
People excited as fuck, dog. Like it's a festival and shit.
Bro, it was a real, like real shit, bro. Like,
So what are you doing now? Are you still doing fashion now?
I'm still in the background, but
Okay.
I am.
But your first love is the arts, and that's what you're pushing right now.
I am actually I want to drop a new collection hopefully this time. If I don't become frustrated in the time. And
Yeah.
in the past years, I always prepare work, then I become frustrated, then I scrape it off.
Same. That's how I have so many samples sometimes.
I scrape
It's
it
like
off.
I'm about
I
to
was
drop it, and it's like,
bruh.
actually, people don't actually deserve this. I actually
Yeah, I
don't
was
want to drop
like,
it.
bruh, you know? But I'm still working on the fashion, still working on the arts, wanting to get more and more into the furniture space, like even more now.
Okay.
Because wild enough, most of my mentors are from the furniture space.
Right.
They have people who were like more welcoming. Because I also
How did you find your mentor? I
shit.
always ask that. That's like, because I always think I should get a mentor, but like, where the fuck do I start?
I have like different mentors. Like I have Kate and Adrian from Dr. and Mrs.
Okay.
I met them through shit. Oh, there was this thing, Southern Guild, which is like a gallery. They put up a mentorship program. Like 2018, I applied. They're like, yo, fuck, we're taking you. I was the only fashion designer part of that. Everybody was a furniture designer. And then that's how I met Katie and Adrian. And then at that point, after that mentorship session, I was like also frustrated with fashion again. I hit them up. I'm like, yo, I'm not doing anything. Yo, can I come? Yeah, and I worked there. And they knew pretty well I was like a designer and but they just gave me like business knowledge, bro. Like just working there and seeing like how to run a company within design and work
Right.
with people and how they treated their employees so good. I was like, shit, yo, this is like crazy actually. Like,
That's dope.
so yeah, they've always just been like people now I can like hit up. Yeah, and then someone now, it's like from a work relationship, I did like a job for them. And then they really like my vibe. So it always just became a conversation thing, you know?
Yeah.
Tabisa, who's like a homie / like mentor, you know? Someone I can always like just bounce shit off, you
Dope.
know? I thought pretty much like you to get a mentor, but I think it also happens.
It just happens, right?
I think it just happens also where like you build that relationship with that person and you know it's like without you even saying like, yo, so can
you
I
be my
go?
mentor?
Yeah,
Like, I
you
always
know?
find it so weird. It's like, why do you think I have someone to teach you?
yeah. I
just feel
remember,
exactly like
crazy
that.
enough, I asked someone that we brought Jay. I asked Jay at some point, like years ago, we're like, yo, Jay, bro, you just so mentor me, bro. And he was like, nah, bro, can't mentor you. What can I teach you, you know?
100%.
And then it was, yeah, bro.
It'd
Now
be
I'm
like
cool.
that.
we cool, and I've learned also shit from him from just working with him.
Right.
So I think it's also like a very like
Spoken thing. It just happened.
unspoken thing, dude,
Right, I get
unconscious, you know.
Okay.
But I do think it's always looking outside of your boundaries.
Right.
Yeah, I'm very big now. I've realized how important relationships are and how they propel you forward, man.
Right.
Like just having a conversation with someone and then
Being
you
honest.
find out,
No cap.
you know, even like just having random real conversations with people, then find out that person is a CEO of what, you know, just being real and like chatting to someone that creates a relationship, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah, bruh. I think it's always a thing of like keeping it real, you know. It's hard though because I'm very awkward. A lot of people don't believe I'm shy. I keep to myself. Sometimes I don't like speaking to people.
Yep, same.
You know, so it does become like, yo,
This nigga's weird, you know.
yes,
He thinks he's too cool.
you know.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, but I just like to keep to myself most of the time. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so it's like the end of the show now, I guess. I've got like, so one thing, you're the second person to be asked this. It's called like Inspiration 101.
What the fuck?
And basically all you need to tell us is like, what would you tell someone that's watching this that is in one way or the other inspired by what you just spoke about and wants to kind of get to a level where you're at, or probably even bigger, if you get what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what are the words that they should equip themselves with in order to assist them to get there?
Shit. Yo, man. Yeah, you shouldn't have told me to prepare that before. Yo.
That's the whole point. You're not supposed to. It's like, it's not even that deep. It's just like, shit, you tell yourself. Like, I'm sure you have like a unspoken
Stay true, bro.
mantra
Like,
that you have. You know what
I
I
think
mean?
one is stay true to yourself. It's also like just simple life things, man. Show gratitude, show respect. Respect everyone from the cleaner to like the pilots, like
Right.
everyone. Be real to yourself. I think that's the big. I know for me, I'm my biggest enemy. I'm
Right.
the biggest person who can fuck myself up. Like the exterior shit is like, yeah, but
At the end of the day, it's you.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's me. Like, be real to yourself and spend time to know yourself, you know?
Right.
Because if you don't know yourself, you don't know, like, where you're going to, bro. That's like niggas get easily swayed and, you know?
Right, and then they lose their way.
They lose their way, bro. So, stay real to yourself. Yo, bro.
That's about it. No,
Yeah,
dude, that's
that's
enough.
about-
Like,
that's-
look, it doesn't really have to be deep or any shit like that. It just has to
Yeah.
be something that resonates with you, and shit that you live by without even having to say it to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's literally about it. So yeah, thank you so much for
Thank you,
your time, bro.
Thank you for this.
During these weird ass political times, with the riots, still were able to pull up.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you everybody for watching. From us at Dead Radio, we're out. Don't forget to subscribe. Apparently, I need to say this. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you know when we drop a show again like this. So yeah, brah.
And you're live on Dead Radio.